As movie fans, you've probably seen so many movies that when something special and different comes out, it surprises you and you jump up with joy, spilling all of your popcorn because you believe in love again. Until you remember that the rest of the movies are straight up hand-me-downs. I'm looking at you, Blair Witch. Now, it's pretty commonplace to hear people complaining about sequels, remakes, and reboots, when actually some of the best movies are sequels, remakes, or reboots. That doesn't change that a high percentage are, well, not good, but I wanted to acknowledge how they can be great before we get into how they choke more than Hillary Clinton being asked questions.
You got some water? Yeah.
It's known that there are pretty much 7 types of stories that are told over and over again, either being broken down in this old-fashioned list or the more updated one. However, that doesn't mean all stories should get repetitive. See, stories are like new cars. They're always going to have the essentials: doors, a motor, seats, wheels, for now, but they're all still different, and they advance technologically every year. Movies are the same way. I mean, how many times has Tom Hanks had a bad flight, yet the movies are always vastly different? Heck, Seven Samurai inspired The Magnificent Seven, and even Star Wars, and all 3 of those stand on their own. But lately, a lot of movies just mesh together. You look at posters, and they look like an army of Mr. Smith clones with little emotion, or maybe you've realized that a lot of your favorite animators suffer from procrastination more than you do. And for an art form that should be based off of creativity, they sure recycle a lot.
I can't do it. These sequels don't know when to stop. They just keep recycling the same shit. Even the opening scene, there's always some random girl who gets a call that undoubtedly ends up getting her killed. It's also predictable. There's no element of surprise. You can see everything coming.
And I get that they say, if something ain't broke, don't fix it. But they also didn't say to copy it a gazillion times. While formulas do work, many times it's due to circumstances, which also do change. For example, the movie that pushed me to make this video. Now, while I don't like spoiling movies, if you've seen the original, you've seen this movie. I'm talking the same premise, the same shots, the same style. There is even a point where they go back to the 1990s camera and they repeat the same exact ending. So if a sequel is just going to have the same beginning, middle, and end, then what's the point? If anything, it's worse in this case because the original thrived off of pushing the found footage genre. It was a horror that changed the game, and most of all, people thought it was freaking real.
You've heard of the Blair Witch?
Several times.
Several times. And what was the first incident?
Well, I've heard stories about her from people and neighbors and stuff like that, but also I saw a documentary on the Discovery Channel or somewhere.
So what does this one have going for it? Again, sequels aren't bad. We're invested in the characters and the world, and we want to see more of it. But if it's just Groundhog Daying itself to make more money, then they're no better than those Redbox knockoffs that get released just to rival with whatever movie is trending. I mean, they have a movie called The Sinister Squad, because these people have less shame than porn ripoffs.
Do the same thing. Everyone's happy.
So how do you stop a movie from feeling like every single Steven Seagal film? Well, don't just lazily copy and paste the same script. If the scenario from the first was special, repeating it again won't be. And above all, aim to tell a good story with filmmakers who care. There will always be movies that share themes and circumstances, and we see that competition with studios releasing similar films yearly. But when done right, we can get a couple of entertaining movies. And look, I get that to a lot of people, going to the movies is just a way for them to turn off their brains and relax. But I think the same can be done if the movies were, still good. If you're paying for a movie and people have the privilege of making a career out of filmmaking, then why not make them the best they can be? All a filmmaker has to do is truly make it their own. Thank you guys for checking out this video. As always, a big shout out to my Patreon supporters and those of you who are always leaving comments. I'm curious to know whether you love going green and getting the same thing over and over, or if you kind of agree with me. I'm open to discussion for anything, and like I repeated several times, there's only so many themes out there, and sequels, reboots, and remakes can be good if we're not taking the asylum mentality. I'm curious to know though, which two similar movies stick out to you the most? Comment that down below, as well as anything else dealing with movies, your social life, your spiritual walk. But until next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you guys later.
We sampled them from them, but it's not the same bass line. Like it goes ding 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 diggy ding ding, ding 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 diggy ding ding, ding ding ding. That's the way theirs goes. Ours goes ding 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 diggy ding ding, ding 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 diggy ding.